Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is another match review. So, we continue Survivor Series matches. Survivor Series matches I'm reviewing, that is. And this time we are looking at Team Cena versus Team Authority at Survivor Series 2014. The Authority at this point running rampant in WWE, but John Cena assembling a team of superstars to combat the evil authority. Did they win, and did they banish the authority from power? Or let's find out. So, first of all, as always, I'm not professional wrestling reviewer or analyst, just a man who enjoys a good time, and I definitely had a really good time watching this match. Some ups, some downs, some things I could have and would have done differently if I was in charge of booking, but obviously I wasn't. And but let's get into it. So, first things first, talking about what I liked. For those of you who watched these before, you kind of already know how this works. I talk about what I like, I talk about what I dislike, and I talk about how what I like and dislike impact my overall thoughts in this match. And what I like is the talent pool for the most part, and I'll explain why for the most part. Both teams have some pretty decent talent at this point. I mean, and more so just how talented they are as individuals. Sadly, not all of them would be booked the best in WWE, but still really decent talent pool. For Team Cena, you have John Cena, the team captain and everything, and of course, super white meat babyface, Super Cena, of course, combating the evil authority, which I feel like the authority in a lot of ways was kind of, some would say, like a poor man's version of the corporation. And the thing is, like, the authority, I feel like a lot of people didn't really like it, mostly because of how often it was shoved in our faces. But I guess that was kind of the whole idea for the most part, or so that the conquering heroes would have someone to fight, and it worked for like the corporation, and or whenever Vince McMahon would fight Stone Cold Steve Austin, or probably vice versa, because Stone Cold Steve Austin was the conquering hero. But I feel like with the authority, like but that's a whole thing for another time. But I feel like the Authority could have been booked better as an entity. But nevertheless, you have John Cena, you have Dolph Ziggler, or is this his face Dolph Ziggler, which in my opinion, heel Dolph Ziggler is superior. But face Dolph Ziggler did get some decent reactions as well, and he was booked really strongly, really strongly in this match, as we'll find out later on. We have Eric Rowan, who he and Luke Harper just broke off from the Wyatt family, and at this time Bray Wyatt like set them free. And it led to Rowan turning face, joining Team Cena and everything. And then we have the Big Show, who I'll get into it in a little bit, but here's the Big Show. And at this point, Big Show had been fighting the Authority for a while. Well, the Authority had actually been around since 2013, since about last year, starting around SummerSlam when Triple H turned heel and cost Dan Bryan the title and caused Randy Orton to cash in and everything. So yeah. The Authority been around for a while. Big Show been fighting them on a consistent basis, so it makes sense for him to be here. And then finally we have Ryback, which according to commentary was like a sort of like the last person to join Team Cena. The Authority tried lobbying for Ryback, didn't really pan out, so Ryback is part of Team Cena, and pretty decent pool. Now, if I could make a change, I'd swap out one of the guys. Not really Cena or Dolph. Not because Cena's team captain and Dolph is the man who would become the sole survivor. But probably between Big Show, Ryback, and Eric Rowan, I would swap out for. And I know why they couldn't do it, because he wasn't like fully recovered yet. But I would have swapped it out won them out for Roman Reigns. Mostly because the other team has someone that Roman Reigns is very familiar with, and so having Roman oppose this person would make a lot of sense because Team Authority's team captain is Seth Rollins, the man who turned his back on the Shield a few months before the events of this match and spent pretty much uh, the later half of 2014 feuding with Dean Ambrose, being part of the Authority and everything. He's Mr. Money in the Bank at this time. He won the Money in the Bank with help from Kane, who, speaking of which, Kane is on Team Authority as well, and he's part of the Authority. He's fighting with Seth Rollins here. This is Corporate Kane. This is not the Demon Kane with the mask and everything. This is Corporate Kane, which existed. But so we got Corporate Kane. We've got Luke Harper, who joined Team Authority. It's pretty interesting dynamic to have these two guys who are teaming up, set free by Bray Wyatt. It now opposing each other. Luke Harper going with the Authority, Eric Rowan going with Team Cena. Then you have Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, of course. And then finally you have Rusev, who was getting quite a bit of momentum at this time. Sadly, it would all be kind of washed away later on. But Rusev here is part of Team Authority. So, in terms of talent, pretty stacked on both sides. And some good back and forth in this match. Dolph Ziggler booked very, very strongly. He, coming back from a 3-1 deficit to beat the Authority and to put them out of power. And it didn't come without its pitfalls. The Authority got involved heavily in this match. Triple H stacked the deck against Dolph Ziggler until Sting arrived, making his debut. Who first time stepping foot in a WWE ring, and Sting took out Triple H, put Dolph Ziggler on top of Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler was able to become the sole survivor and take out the Authority. And so I think that was really well done. Dolph Ziggler got a lot of momentum from that. And I just wish, if he would have rode that wave of momentum to, a WWE Championship, I think it would have been pretty cool. And I don't think we would have minded having Dolph Ziggler versus Roman Reigns for the WWE title. I think that would have been pretty cool. But speaking of Roman Reigns, like I said, having Roman Reigns as part of Team Cena would have been a cool addition, given his history with Seth Rollins and the fact that he's still not too happy with Seth Rollins for breaking up the Shield. Now, I know why they couldn't do it is because Roman Reigns hadn't come back yet from recovering from his hernia that he suffered around this time. I don't think he would. I don't think he would be back for a couple more weeks. I know he was definitely back by TLC, but I forget exactly when he came back. But Roman Reigns unfortunately wasn't back from having his hernia surgery yet, and so he couldn't be a part of it. But it would have been cool if he was there, but that's more so just like a nitpick on my part, honestly. I'm not going to let it affect this match too much, but some good back and forth, having having the cheating and stuff by the Authority, and having what looks like a lot of desperation on the part of the Authority. I think really told that dynamic really, really well, and it was played up how the Authority wants to keep their jobs, and they didn't try to insult their intelligence too hard. They said, and they acknowledged on commentary, that they'll obviously still have their positions in the company, but they won't be on TV. They outright said they won't be on TV, which they also put over on commentary wouldn't be good enough for Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. But so there is that. In terms of what I didn't really like about the match, I wish some stuff flowed a little bit better or with some of the teammates. For example, Mark Henry went out in just like a few seconds after one KO punch from the Big Show. Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, a man who's battled Big Show before and has beaten him before, a man who is supposed to be like a tank and everything, and a man who's like, hey, usually built up pretty strong, down with one KO punch. Really? Like, like that was just really, really dumb and really, really ridiculous. It made Mark Henry look dumb. It made Triple H look dumb because Triple H was like psyching him up the whole time just for him to go down to one KO punch. Like, that was really annoying. And Big Show, of course, turning heel for like the 500th time in his career, um, turning on Team Cena. And not gonna lie, I do like how they played it into the story with John Cena being eliminated because Big Show knocked him out, and then Big Show getting himself counted out. Or I guess it came down to a forfeit. The referee never actually counted. He just saw Big Show leave and said, "Oh, guess he's gone." But yeah, Big Show. Oh, of course, Big Show notorious for all his face heel turns. He didn't even stay with one allegiance the whole time during his debut year in the WWE in 1999. Like, even by like a few months down the line after his debut at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Big Show would become face. Yeah, Big Show's turns, they are what they are. Like, hey, it's been referenced so many times. Now, the thing is, like, with Big Show's turns, and I don't want to go on too much of a tangent here, but I feel like I want to call Big Show like a tweener. Or I just want to like forget the counts and everything. Just consider him a tweener. He works for face. He works for heel. But when he's face, he leans into the face. When he's a heel, he leans into the heel. Well, now with like a tweener, they're kind of both. They'll battle faces and heels. Someone who's like a tweener is like Brock Lesnar, or like kind of Stone Cold Steve Austin a little bit. Yeah, though Steve Austin lean a bit more towards face, but got eyes like that, and so the tweener could work out, but Big Show leaned all the way. When he was a face, he leaned all the way into face. When he leaned heel, he leaned all the way into heel. So it's like, so now you have to count the turns because they're an actual turn. It's not like Big Show doesn't have an allegiance. It's just his allegiance shifts so much, and it gets pretty nauseating after a while. And this was one of those times, and yeah, so it came at kind of the detriment, and a couple of the eliminations were kind of goofy, such as like not just Mark Henry but Rusev, him being eliminated by countout, which I get, trying to protect him and everything, but it's kind of but nevertheless, that's gonna do it for this match. Really, really good match. I definitely recommend checking it out. And like I said, Dolph Ziggler got a lot of momentum here. If this like resulted in him getting a WWE Championship, I wouldn't be mad at it. And another thing I did like that I wanted to bring up is after they lose the match and everything, just the reality sort of sinking in on Triple H and Stephanie McMahon that they're essentially out of WWE. I thought was pretty cool. It's a shame that it pretty much got undone like a few weeks later, or Seth Rollins forces John Cena to bring them back into the fold, to bring the Authority back, because Cena has the power to bring the Authority back. Seth Rollins pretty much forced him to do so by threatening to break Edge's neck. Yay! Now, this is before Edge came back and is doing what he's doing now, where he's like back and everything, and on like the roster and stuff. This is when Edge was still retired and everything. So that's a pretty serious threat, but at the same time, it almost undoes like this entire thing. And when the Authority comes back, they end up firing the people anyway. So the stipulation for this match is that if Team Cena won, then the Authority would be out of power. They'd be gone. But if Team Cena won, then everybody on Team Cena would be fired. And the Authority came back, and then they ended up firing just about everybody anyway. I think except for like Big Show. But everybody ended up getting fired anyway. Hey, so WWE tried to have their cake and eat it too, but it didn't really work as well as they thought. It's one of those things where you can kind of tell what they're going for, but it didn't really pan out the way they thought it would. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this review. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments. Do you like this match? Do you dislike this match? Do you like my review of the match? Do you dislike my review of the match? But also a bonus. For anyone out there who knows, who's like super duper into wrestling, just as much, if not more, than me, which I'm sure there's quite a few of you. What's the longest that Big Show has gone without switching allegiances, without switching back to face or back to heel? Oh, what's the longest he's gone? Has he gone more than a year? Here, I want to know the longest amount of time he's gone without switching allegiances. If any of you know in the comments, please, please, please let me know. But without further ado, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.